I'm Adefunke Adeyemi, the Secretary General of the African Civil Aviation Commission. Based here in Dakar, Senegal, which has been our headquarters for the past 55 years, it is a real pleasure to be able to share some of my career insights with you. But let's start first with the theme of this year's International Women's Day. It is investing in women to accelerate progress. And this is so important because 50% of the world's workforce is made up of women. And it's really important that we have a more inclusive and equitable system and ecosystem to ensure that women have a say and have a place. Now, regarding where I've come from, I just wanted to share with you very briefly my career, starting as a practicing lawyer for 8 years and then moving on to being general counsel and company secretary for an airline before working in different positions, including ending as Director of Africa for the International Air Transport Association, IATA, and finally taking up this position in 2022 September for the Secretary General of African Civil Aviation Commission. It's an exciting role and it's so important. And this role also underscores the importance of women to ensure that we can support Africa and African aviation's socio-economic development. What are the traits and attributes that I have found along my journey that really help and support in terms of progress and also in terms of ensuring some measure of success? I call them the 7 C's. And these 7 C's are what have really helped me through my own career path. And these are the attributes that I will really recommend to all of us women out there. The first one is character. Your character is who you are. Your character can never be hidden and can never be masked. Ultimately, it will show up. And so why not spend your time being the best version of yourself that you can be and really dedicate your time to self-improvement and ensuring that you're doing the best you can. The second C is courage. We need courage to live through life, but we also need courage to work and courage to be involved in whatever industry or sector that we're in or whatever aspect of aviation that we are in. And so it's important, have courage in a room, have courage to speak up, have courage to stand up, have courage to show up. The third C is confidence. Confidence is really important for women. It really shows as well when we're not confident, and it can impact how we interact with the world around us and how the world around us interacts with us. And so having competence is really important for us to ensure that we're able to do what we need to do. The fourth C is competence, which also must back up confidence, because confidence without competence can be called something else. So being competent means knowing your subject, learning as much as you can, and also broadening your learning. The fifth C is your capital, not just money or resources, but your calling card. Who does the world say you are, just as character is who you are. The sixth C is commitment. It is what keeps you going even when sometimes you don't feel like it. It is grit and it is continuing to push forward. And the final C, which is a very important one but often overlooked, is charisma. Being likable, especially as us women, being likable and being committed is so important. I hope with these 7 C's, I've been able to share with you and encourage you to be better, to do better, and also to invest in yourself so that we can accelerate the growth and progress of aviation on the African continent. Thank you. Bye.
Greetings, my name is Andinem Teto Ameshi. I am the Director General of the Civil Aviation Authority of the Kingdom of Eswatini. I'm here to wish you a happy International Women's Day, with the theme this year being Women Advocating for Inclusivity, Diversity, and Equality. This is so much important because these are not just principles that are nice to have or that are buzzword, but they are rather principles that underpin fundamental values of fairness, of innovation, and of competition. I'm here because of such principles. and just sharing on my own journey. I have an experience of my aviation experience rather spans over 18 years in various roles in middle management, senior management, and in other functional roles within the industry. And this is across the regulatory space, airline operations and airport operations. And within my journey, one of the things that I learned, or one of the things that helped me to be where I am, was other women or other people really who were in higher roles than me, creating opportunities and creating spaces where I could thrive, where I could learn, and where I could grow. And therefore, as we celebrate this Women's Day, one of the important things that I really would like to leave you with is that if aviation is to change and have a greater inclusion of women, those of us that are in leadership roles and those of us who are able to to provide opportunities, we should create opportunities and spaces where young people and young women at that can come to the table. And therefore that means in every space where you are in, bring a chair along and invite a young woman. Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. My name is Poppy Khoza, the Director of Civil Aviation or Director General at the South African Civil Aviation Authority. Personally, my journey in aviation began as a customer service agent for the national carrier. Considering the segregated history of our country, civil aviation was not available for all demographics. When things opened up, it meant I had to work that much harder. I needed to fully dedicate myself, work 3 times harder as I progressed to senior leadership positions, knowing that the hurdles that I had to overcome as a person who previously had not been exposed to civil aviation would be challenging. I also knew that as a black female working in a male-dominated sector, it was not going to be a walk in the park. You will find that my struggle is no different to many females globally. But what it also means is that giving up could never be an option. To use the words of the revered Nelson Mandela, who once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." As fate would have it, and taking advantage of every opportunity in front of me through hard work and dedication, I progressed to senior leadership positions over time until my current role at the helm of the South African Civil Aviation Authority. I have been blessed and privileged to receive recognition from my government, who have entrusted me with an opportunity to serve in this position as the Director General since 2012, and for my reappointment for a 3rd successive term that began in December 2023. I lead a team of astute, professional and technically skilled individuals, and together we've taken the South African Civil Aviation Authority to unique achievements and milestones over the years. Our entity led our state in many audits, with the latest being the ICAO safety audit conducted in 2023 that saw South Africa surpass the 90% mark, which puts us in a position to be rated among the best in the world. We are also an organization that boasts the high levels of good corporate governance, having reported 10 successive clean audits in the last 11 years. This is a commendable feat for a public entity. Consistent with the No Country Left Behind initiative, we have taken a deliberate step in reaching out and providing technical assistance while fostering cooperation to improve aviation safety in our region. Some of the highlights which continue to humble me include being given a privilege of serving as chairperson in the ICAO Aviation Security Panel for 2 successive terms. I also chaired the facilitation stream of the ICAO High-Level Conference on COVID-19 in 2021. In 2022, I was the first woman in ICAO's 78-year history to be elected president of the 41st session of the Assembly. I've also been privileged to have received accolades such as Best CEO in Transport, to the Flight Safety Foundation's Gloria Heath Award, the AFCEC's recognition for outstanding leadership, and recently the IATA's Inspirational Role Model Diversity and Inclusion Award. One area that I am passionate of is gender participation, where I advocate for global gender equality in the aviation industry, which is shaped by my own lived experiences. This passion led to a decision to initiate the hosting of the first ICAO Global Aviation Gender Summit in 2018. This event became a precursor to the South African National Aviation Gender Summit that is now a key annual event on the South African aviation calendar. In this regard, I would say among other achievements was to hitting a call of ensuring there is diversity in the organization which I lead, which has of course seen the CAA surpassing the UN Sustainable Development Goal on gender equality way ahead of time. The CAA staff complement is 51% female and the executive leadership is 50% female. No longer can aviation be viewed as a male-dominated sector with little regard for women's skills and participation. We have lit the spark that will hopefully be a welcome wildfire for generations to come within our aviation industry. Gender participation should be a story and one that we should embrace. It should be a story that allows every female from all walks of life to be given permission to dream big and become anything that they want to be without any man-made barriers that make women feel inadequate. These can hopefully be my narrative and hopefully an account that is a foundation for the rest of the continent and the globe. I do hope that my story will inspire you and bring the realization that if many of us have defied the odds, you too can. We must never rest until we've changed the narrative and wrote our own stories. We must lead the change that we want to see. I thank you.
Hoje tenho o grato prazer de poder partilhar com todas as senhoras e não só, com o nosso mundo da aviação, aquilo que tem sido o meu percurso nesta viagem que é a aviação. Eu sou Amélia Domingos Covingua, Presidente do Conselho de Administração da Autoridade Nacional da Aviação Civil de Angola e deixo aqui a minha trajetória e uma mensagem para todas as mulheres alusiva a este mês, e é o Dia Internacional da Mulher, que é o dia 8 de março. Iniciei o meu percurso na aviação em 2008, licenciada em Direito, ainda sem noções do que seria este mundo, mas com um grande interesse em viajar nele. Iniciei o percurso como técnica da área jurídica do então Instituto Nacional da Aviação Civil. Tive o exercício até 2013, quando então fui nomeada chefe da direção jurídica desta entidade reguladora. Em 2017, fui nomeada diretora-geral adjunta desta grande instituição e hoje exerço então a função de presidente do Conselho de Administração da Autoridade Nacional da Aviação Civil, cargo para o qual estou desde 2022, maio de 2022. É um grato prazer poder emprestar o meu conhecimento e o meu interesse para o desenvolvimento deste setor. Um setor que claramente tem um grande pendor masculino, mas que, como costumo dizer, um abraço feminino. As mulheres na aviação timidamente começam a tomar a sua posição. Sabemos que o mundo é constituído maioritariamente por senhoras. Não quero aqui fazer qualquer inversão, mas quero dizer que as senhoras têm sim a oportunidade de poder ajudar a desenvolver a aviação. A todas as senhoras, deixo aqui o meu conforto. Venham para a aviação, exerçam as suas funções com competência, com caráter e com toda a dignidade. Emprestem o seu saber e façam acontecer. É isso que se espera de todas as mulheres. Não só as líderes, mas das mulheres que exercem com certeza e com bastante prazer a sua função. Somos todos dotados de sabedoria, então somos capazes de fazer bem. Não se esqueçam de ter a humildade para que possam crescer, possam permitir-se conhecer daquilo que são de facto os seus pontos fortes e os seus pontos fracos e façam acontecer. O importante na aviação é fazer acontecer. Caras senhoras, nós devemos ser aquilo em que nós acreditamos. E acreditar significa impor-se limites. Temos que saber dizer não. Mas, acima de tudo, devemos saber reconhecer o momento de dizer sim. E eu digo sim à aviação, eu digo sim às mulheres na aviação. Nós devemos olhar para as nossas funções com uma palavra. A palavra que lhes deixo é pense. Pense significa seja sempre positiva, seja educada, seja necessária, empreste a sua mão e seja sábia naquilo que faz. E, acima de tudo, tenha empatia. Minhas senhoras e a toda a aviação, um feliz Dia das Mulheres.
As we celebrate the remarkable achievements of Women's Day, we champion the call for increased gender diversity in the aviation sector. Today, I stand before you, not just as the Director General of the Namibia Civil Aviation Authority, but as a testament to the power, the perseverance, dedication, and unwavering determination in the face of challenges. My journey from humble beginnings with 19 years of experience in rising to this esteemed position has been marked by trials and triumphs, setbacks and successes. But above all, it has been defined by a steadfast belief in my abilities. As I rose through the files and ranks, I embraced upon the opportunity for growth and learning. I did not allow setbacks to define me. Instead, I viewed them as a stepping stone towards my ultimate goal, to lead with integrity and vision. I stand as a beacon of hope, an inspiration to all African women and the youth in the aviation sector to turn their aspirations into reality. My journey is a reminder that no goal is too ambitious, no obstacle too insurmountable when fueled by passion, dedication, and a willingness to persevere in the face of adversity. I urge the young woman to embrace your own unique journey, to carve out your path with purpose and dedication, and never to lose sight of the potential that lies with you. Believe in yourself, trust in your abilities, and let your commitment guide you towards the pinnacles of success. Let us continue to foster a culture of inclusivity and diversity, where the talents and contribution of women are celebrated and amplified in the aviation industry. I thank you.
Hello, I am Musayoro Barry. I am the Director General for the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority. And my background is literally in psychology, but I also have a master's in business administration from the University of Leicester in the UK. And I am also a certified ICAO Aviation Security Professional Manager. Various other aviation security related courses, compounded with the experience of having been in the sector for over 11 years in Sierra Leone. I think our president was very intentional about putting young people in positions of leadership. I think that's demonstrated clearly with me being in the CAA. And if you look at the cabinet, we have a very youthful cabinet of young, experienced, energized Sierra Leoneans that have so much to contribute in their areas of expertise. So I think naturally when, the leadership of the country has a drive and an ambition to empower young people, we reflect that in our institutions as well. Sierra Leone's come a long way in terms of our aviation growth, our journey. And I came in at a time where a lot of gains had been made. My predecessors worked very hard to ensure that our safety and security benchmarks were at least improved on. I think me coming in, especially coming in from the private sector, I'm going to bring, or I have brought, a level of structural reform, I would say. And definitely the aim is to consolidate and build on those gains. If I had to give a message to our young girls, our women in the industry that have a passion to further their development in the role, I think that message would be is to keep on striving for excellence. You know, it's not an easy industry. It's one that requires a lot of commitment. I jokingly say that if you are an aviator, it's in your blood, it's in your system, because it's such a demanding industry that you have to be fully committed. So nothing is impossible, and the only reward for hard work is success. So once the work is there and the commitment is there, I mean, the sky is...
My name is Olive Birungi Lomonya. I'm the Deputy Director General of Uganda Civil Aviation Authority. I have over 25 years experience in the private sector, government sector, and the NGO sector. And my career growth into leadership has spanned over those number of years. What I can share is that my career growth has been deliberate, not accidental. So from the start, I've had a clarity of purpose. And I think every woman that wants to grow from where they are into the top leadership positions, into opportunities to serve on boards, because I have served on over eight boards. Right now I chair a board of the bank. I sit on the board of UAP, among other boards. But for you to be able to do that, there must be clarity of purpose, that everything you do must be deliberate. The other one, which sometimes will make women not want to move, is balancing family and work. That's a hard one. But even that, you must find a way in which you can balance. You'll never be able to have 100%. So you'll have 50 or 40 or 30, but you must be able to be deliberate. One of the things I did is my diary. If you open my diary today, you'll find that my family activities are part and parcel of my diary at office. So if there's a visiting day for my daughter, it's placed somewhere within a diary. That means that I can't miss out a visitation day. The other one is using the family. In Africa, we are lucky we have the extended families. When tough times call for tough decisions, if I'm chairing a board and it's my daughter's sports day, my sister will be there. So there are so many ways that we need to be very innovative, but we need to know that's a tough game. If you don't have a very strong CV, well structured, with knowledge, experience, expertise, it is hard to compete in this field of men and women. Therefore, a woman has to work more extra. For me, the boards I've served on, I have worked more extra. More extra, we read more, very organized, deliberate, because once you enter one board and you perform and excel, the journey of boardroom starts, because by recommendation from one journey to another. So I want to end by encouraging all the women that you can make it, you can get into the top positions, but you must be deliberate. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone from Egypt, land of pharaohs, the land where women not only possessed equal legal and economic rights, but ruled the country as queens and pharaohs before history. I'm Engineer Angel Yadzi, chair of Awaya, AFCAC steering group for African women and youth in aviation. With a world full of crises, it has never more urgent to advance women's economic empowerment, as marked by the 2024 theme for the International Women's Day, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. For that, and in this special day last year, AFCAC's Secretary General announced the launch of Awaya Steering Group. Awaya is here for every African woman and girl. We believe in a future where African aviation landscape is a reflection of the rich tapestry of cultural experiences, talents that our continent has to offer. Allow me, with my over 30 years of experience in aviation, taking different roles from technical to diplomatic positions, to give you two advices. The first, it's never too late to take your place and make changes. Just keep working no matter what you face. The second one, it's never over. Age is just a number. Retirement is just a new start. And that's why I'm here. I'm happy. I'm proud. I have plans and I will never give up, and so you should. Awaya has a vision for a better future for my granddaughter, my daughter, and for you. And finally, I would like to say Happy Wednesday to all of us. Thank you.
Happy Women's Month to us. I'm Fadimatu Nuchemo, second vice chair of the African Women and Youth Association, joining women worldwide in aviation and Africa in particular to celebrate the 39th edition of Women. This year's theme, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress, goes in straight line with our ambitions at Awaya to inspire the young African girls, the women in the industry, and the women leaders to enable us work to connect in the activities in line with the Agenda 2063. I wish to celebrate the women that have been putting remarkable efforts to push the progress and development of aviation in Africa. With this, my sisters, let's rise together as one to support our initiative and to invest for the acceleration of our own industry. I celebrate you women, I encourage you women, and 2024, let's make the impact for the future generations. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Brenda, an international aviation lawyer and the head of the legal department at the East African Community Civil Aviation Safety and Security Oversight Agency. As we celebrate Women's Day, I stand before you to talk about a theme that resonates deeply with my work. Invest in women, accelerate progress. In a field as dynamic and critical as aviation law, the journey towards gender equality and women's empowerment is not just a moral obligation, it's a strategic imperative. Every day in the work that we do at AAC Kasoa, I see firsthand the invaluable contributions women make in ensuring the safety, security, and sustainability of our skies. Investing in women means opening doors to education opportunities and leadership positions. It means creating policies that not only allow women to enter spaces traditionally dominated by men, but also thrive in them. In the legal department I lead, we champion these values, ensuring that women have the mentorship, resources, and support they need to excel. But our work doesn't stop within the confines of our offices. It extends to advocating for laws and regulations that recognize and protect the rights and contributions of women across the aviation sector and beyond. Invest in women, accelerate progress is not just a theme, it's a call to action. A beacon guiding our collective efforts to build a more inclusive, equitable, and prosperous future. This Women's Day, let's commit to the vision together. We can soar to new heights, breaking barriers, and reshaping the world for generations to come. I am Brenda, and I'm proud to be at the forefront of this transformative journey.
Hello, my name is Fiona Omondi, Chief Strategy Officer at Tradewinds Aviation Services Limited and the co-founder of Women in Aviation Kenya chapter. Growing up, I always knew I wanted to work in the aviation industry, and lucky for me, I had my father to guide me in pursuing this dream. My career path started pretty standard. I started with a certificate in flight dispatch, which enabled me to secure an internship with our national carrier, the Pride of Africa. I then went off to do my bachelor's degree in aviation management and was recruited by Tradewinds Aviation Services as a management trainee, where I was exposed to different departments, enabling me to fully understand the ins and outs of the ground handling and aviation training business. After 4 years in this position, I decided it was time for me to pursue my MBA, and upon graduating from the University of Aberdeen, I returned to work for Tradewinds as Head of Business Development and Projects, a job that was excitingly challenging for 6 years. Last year marked the highlight of my career this far. I was privileged to win the Dorothy Hilbert Award and Harvard Women in Leadership Scholarship by Women in Aviation International. Upon my return from this course, I was promoted to my current position of Chief Strategy Officer, which was a dream come true. I was also honored to be appointed to the Executive Committee of the newly formed African Women and Youth in Aviation, an association by AFCAC. All this was made possible by my father, who truly believed in me, my mentors, sponsors, coaches, and employer who have invested in me in different ways. In return, I am passing on the baton to the next generation of aviation professionals through mentorship. So, in the spirit of this year's International Women's Day, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress, I want to wish all of you a happy International Women's Day.
My name is Rejoice Ndodinachi. I'm the president of Women in Aviation Nigeria. I started my aviation career in Aviation Security Department. I'm a certified ICAO instructor, and I've worked in several ICAO training centers in Africa as an instructor. I also worked in Compliance and Standard Department and Aviation Security Operation. During this period, I liaised with the CAA on regulatory matters, corrective action plans, review of programs. I review security programs. I also write security programs. I worked in ACI, representing Nigeria in the Security and Facilitation Committee for 10 years. I also work in ICAO headquarters in the policy section with the mandate to work on the African AFSEC roadmap. I am ICAO AFSEC professional manager. Later, I was moved to airport management, and I served in one of the airports in Nigeria as airport manager. And being an airport manager, I have to do a lot of work in finance, in commercial, in engineering, safety, operations, security, and I had trainings in this area. And with those trainings, I also chair those committees, committee for safety, committee for security, all those committees, I chair the committees. I am an international airport professional, and I am the first to receive the AMPAP International Airport Professional Award of the Year. Presently, I am a special advisor on aviation matters. In Women in Aviation, we have about 17 branches in Nigeria, and also we have a lot of aviation clubs in Nigeria, and they are doing very well. As we celebrate this time, please count her in. Count the woman in. Please count the woman in. Count her in. She's competent, she's qualified, she's a professional, she's capable. Please count her in. Also remember that when you count her in, we have progress. We have progress. Please count the young girls in, the Nigerian girls in aviation, the girls in aviation, the next generation. Please count the girl child in. Please, let's work together to inspire inclusion.
Hello, my name is Sepiso Zimba. I'm the Public Relations Manager at the Zambia Civil Aviation Authority. I am part of the African Women and Youth in Aviation group, which is being spearheaded by the African Civil Aviation community. I'm very excited to just share a few thoughts with you, even as we celebrate Women's Day. The Media Committee has been very instrumental in ensuring that we cover all advocacy-related activities as far as Awaya is concerned. And you might be interested to know that already We have come up with the terms of reference for the group, and we are working to ensure that any activities which Awaya has embarked on will be publicized to make sure that various stakeholders are aware of what we are doing. As a woman in aviation, I am very excited, even with regards to our theme of invest in women, accelerate progress. Women are a key component even in our society, and you find that without women, a lot of things would be a challenge. As a result, even as we celebrate this theme, it is important to see the cardinal role that women play in our society. Women bring to the table a lot of important activities. And even as we talk about progress as far as women are concerned, it's important for women to be incorporated in various areas where they can now speak as one. They can contribute their voice even to what is going on. As far as women empowerment is concerned, I want you to know that it's important for us as women to speak with one voice. It's important for women to be incorporated in various decision-making positions so that together we are able to speak as one and we're able to advocate even for better conditions as far as women are concerned. So to you, the women in aviation, let's work together in Awaya. Let's see to it that the word goes out there that indeed Awaya is operating as one, and we will support each other to see that Awaya goes forward and everybody can see the concerted efforts which all of us bring to the table. So happy Women's Day to all of you women. Thank you very much.